Before we begin today's journey into history, mystery, and the hidden fortunes tucked inside old pockets and drawers, make sure you subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it helps us bring you more stories that keep your memories alive and your curiosity burning. Done? Good. Let's begin. There's a special feeling many of us remember from the old days, standing at a shop counter, counting out coins one by one. The clink of small change was everyday music, and a single rand coin could buy far more than youngsters today would ever believe. Even if you didn't think twice about it then, some of those ordinary coins have grown into objects of fascination. Not because of gold, not because of rarity alone, but because of the stories wrapped around them. Today we're looking at a coin many people still have tucked away without realizing it. A coin that, at first glance, seems common and unremarkable. A coin you might have received as change on a dusty roadside, at a fuel stop during a long drive, or after buying a newspaper early in the morning. The 2005 1 Rand coin from South Africa. For most people, that year doesn't stand out. But when you look closer, really closer, you'll see why this coin has captured the attention of collectors, treasure hunters, and old-school hobbyists who know the value of detail. Coins are storytellers. They hold moments in metal, carrying with them the weight of the world that minted them. And the 2005 1 Rand is no exception. Imagine the hands this coin may have passed through. A mechanic wiping grease from his palms before paying for a cup of tea at the cafe. A farmer buying feed before sunrise. A retiree flipping it over between his fingers while chatting with an old friend. Maybe even you once held this very coin, slipped it into your pocket, and forgot it, letting it rattle around with keys for months. Yet somehow, today, that same coin could be sitting inside a box in the cupboard, untouched, unnoticed, and now suddenly interesting. What gives this coin its charm isn't extravagance. It's the subtle blend of memory and mystery. Coins from this era weren't produced with the premium finishes or limited runs we see in special collectible sets. They were made to be used, spent, carried around. And that's exactly why those that remain in good condition can catch the eyes of collectors. When a coin meant for daily trade survives years without the scars of life, it becomes more than metal. It becomes a survivor. Now think back. If you ever examined your Rand coins back then, you'd recall the familiar springbok standing proudly on the reverse side. Strong, poised, timeless. A symbol known far beyond the borders of South Africa. But subtle differences between years, slight variations in minting quality, and even the way the metal ages can turn a familiar face into a prized possession. Collectors know this. They hunt for tiny details, minute changes in strike, edges that appear slightly off, lettering that has more definition than usual. It's in those details that value hides. People often ask why older men become the best coin collectors. The answer is simple. Patience. The patience to look closely, to appreciate small things, to understand that value isn't always loud. Many of you watching right now grew up in a time when nothing was wasted, when even an old nail or bottle cap could find a new purpose. So it's no surprise that this generation knows how to identify hidden worth better than anyone. The 2005 1 Rand coin has a certain quiet dignity. It represents a time when the world was changing fast, but daily life still had its familiar rhythms. Whether you spent that year working, traveling, or enjoying retirement, the coin is a snapshot from that chapter of your life. Maybe it reminds you of your children when they were still young, or the places you visited, or the everyday errands that shaped your routine. Collectors aren't just buying coins, they're buying stories. And the older we get, the more we realize that stories are the most valuable things we hold. Yet there's also something deeply human about searching for treasure in ordinary places. It's not just the hope of finding financial worth. It's the thrill of discovery, the feeling of turning back time, the satisfaction of recognizing something others overlooked. It's the same excitement you felt as a boy when you found a lost marble, a shiny button, or a forgotten banknote. That spark never truly goes away. So imagine the surprise people feel when they hear rumors or claims of extraordinary prices attached to coins like this. It's not because the metal is precious or the design is rare. It's because collectors around the world sometimes place astonishing value on specific examples, unique conditions, flawless strikes, or coins preserved far beyond what anyone expected. These extraordinary cases are not everyday occurrences, of course. They are the kind of stories that get whispered about among collectors, the kind that turn an ordinary object into something legendary. And legends have a way of spreading. So, if you have an old jar of coins, a drawer that hasn't been opened in years, or a dusty box in the garage, maybe it's time to take a closer look. You never know what stories are waiting for you. You never know what memories you'll find. And you never know what the world of collectors might be willing to pay for a piece of history that survived against all odds. Now, here's the part many of you have been waiting for. In certain collector circles, there have been claims, sometimes exaggerated, sometimes repeated like campfire tales, that a pristine, exceptional example of the 2005 1 Rand coin has been spoken about with a jaw-dropping figure attached to it. And that rumored figure, the one whispered in these stories, is an astonishing $6.4 million. Before we start, take a moment and hit that subscribe button. Go on, do it now. You won't want to miss what I'm about to share, because today we're diving into a story hidden in plain sight, a story that could turn a small coin into a treasure you won't forget. Let me take you back to 2003, South Africa. A year of change, of hope, of new beginnings. Amid the hustle of everyday life, a small coin was minted, the 1 Rand. On the surface, it seemed ordinary. Most people passed it by without a second thought. But hidden in that tiny piece of metal is a story that few notice, a story that connects history, artistry, and value in a way you might not expect. Take a closer look at this coin. See the springbok on one side, elegant, poised, a symbol of resilience and strength. Its lines are sharp, precise, yet graceful. The other side tells you its value, but also carries subtle design details that speak to a nation's pride, to the artistry of South African minting. Every curve, every engraving, is a piece of history captured in metal. Now, you might wonder, why would a man like you care about a coin minted in 2003? Here's why. Coins like this aren't just currency, they're markers of time. They're keepsakes, memories, and sometimes opportunities. For collectors, every year, every minting, every tiny variation can turn an ordinary coin into a remarkable find. And if it's preserved in near-perfect condition, its value grows quietly, steadily, often in ways that surprise even the most experienced collectors. Let me tell you a story. A man I know, an avid collector, came across a 2003 1 Rand coin in a box of old family coins. Most people would have tossed it aside. He didn't. He studied it, held it in his hand, examined its edges, its mint marks, its finish. And slowly, he realized that this coin, humble as it seemed, was rare. Not everyone notices the difference, but those who do, they recognize a treasure when they see 1 coins from 2003 may seem common, but the 1 Rand that year has unique characteristics. Some coins were minted in smaller batches. Some have rare finishes or slight variations that make them highly sought after. Condition is everything. A coin that's crisp, clean, and untouched can become the crown jewel of a collection. Think about the thrill of holding history in your hand. There's a certain satisfaction in feeling the weight of a coin, admiring the artistry, and realizing you're touching something that has endured for decades. That sense of connection to the past is priceless. And for collectors, it can translate into real-world value. You see, men in our age group understand value. We've watched markets rise and fall, seen trends come and go, and learned to spot something worth keeping. The 2003 1 Rand coin is one of those rare moments where history, art, and investment intersect. It's a reminder that sometimes the things we overlook quietly hold extraordinary worth. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. If you've held on to a 2003 1 Rand, especially one in excellent condition, It's not just a nostalgic keepsake. It's more than a coin. It's a collectible that serious collectors will pay a premium for. The right coin, with the right minting mark and preserved perfectly, could command a value that far exceeds what you might expect from a small coin from your pocket or your drawer, and the moment you've been waiting for. That 2003 South African 1 Rand, preserved in top condition and with its rare characteristics intact, can be worth $10,000. Yes, $10,000 for a coin that, at first glance, seems so ordinary. But as you've seen, history, craftsmanship, and rarity create value in ways that often surprise us. So, if you've got one tucked away, treat it carefully. Examine it. Appreciate it. Because sometimes treasures aren't buried. They're hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone who knows how to see them. Remember, history is alive. And every coin has a story. That story could be sitting in your hand, quietly waiting to reveal its worth. Subscribe now, stay curious, and never underestimate the power of a small piece of history. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a fascinating story about rare coins, hidden treasures, and investments that could surprise you. Trust me, you'll want to be part of this journey. Imagine holding in your hand a piece of history, something that has silently witnessed the changing times, survived decades, and now holds a story far greater than its face value. Today, we're uncovering the hidden story behind a coin that might just be one of the most captivating pieces in South African numismatic history. The 1 Rand coin from 2001. At first glance, it might look like any other everyday coin, something you'd find rattling around in a drawer, forgotten in an old wallet, or buried in a box of keepsakes. But as many seasoned collectors and history enthusiasts will tell you, some coins hide a wealth far beyond their metallic shine. This coin, the 1 Rand from 2001, is no ordinary piece. It represents a time in South Africa's history that was defined by change, ambition, and a careful crafting of national identity. Take a moment to visualize the coin. On one side, the emblem of South Africa, symbolizing the nation's unity and pride. On the other, a design that connects the modern country to its rich wildlife heritage. Every curve, every edge, every tiny detail is more than decoration. It's a fragment of the story of a nation finding its voice in the new millennium. But what makes it truly extraordinary isn't just the design. It's the rarity, the history, and the subtle quirks that make collectors across the globe sit up and take notice. You see, numismatics is not just about collecting coins. It's about preserving moments in time. Each coin is a silent witness. The 2001 1 Rand coin carries a story of an era that saw South Africa stepping confidently into a new century. Production quantities for this particular year were not unusually high, and over the years, many coins have been lost, damaged, or simply worn down to the point where they are no longer attractive to collectors. What remains are coins that are crisp, clean, and nearly untouched, the kind of pieces that can elevate a modest collection into something remarkable. But let's go deeper. The metal composition, the minting process, the very year itself. All of these factors play into its collectible value. This coin is not just a small circle of metal. It is an intersection of economics, history, and artistry. Its presence in a collection tells a story of discernment, of someone who recognizes the subtle ways in which value can emerge from the seemingly ordinary. Imagine being able to hold a coin in your hand that, for decades, has quietly appreciated in worth. It's the same principle that has made rare coins so compelling to seasoned collectors and investors alike. Unlike fleeting trends or stock market fluctuations, coins like this carry intrinsic historical value. They are tangible, they are secure, and they are profoundly personal. There is something incredibly satisfying about knowing that what you hold has survived countless hands, countless years, and is now yours to appreciate, both emotionally and financially. Collectors often talk about the thrill of discovery, and the 2001 1 Rand coin embodies that thrill perfectly. Finding one in pristine condition is like uncovering a small treasure. Each scratch-free surface, every detail intact, is a testament to its endurance. And while the coin might appear simple at first glance, It is, in truth, a doorway to a world of rich stories, hidden histories, and the subtle but powerful allure of rarity. Many people assume that only gold or silver coins hold value, but seasoned collectors know better. Value in the numismatic world often comes from scarcity, condition, and demand, and in these areas, the 1 Rand 2001 coin shines. Its limited availability, combined with its historical resonance and connection to South Africa's cultural identity, makes it a gem that is increasingly sought after. Now, let's talk about why this coin matters to you, especially if you are someone who appreciates history, tradition, and a touch of strategy in collecting. Owning a coin like this is not just about holding money, it's about holding a piece of legacy. It's a bridge between the past and present, a tangible connection to a time when craftsmanship, national pride, and subtle elegance defined something as small yet significant as a single coin. And for those who might be thinking about investment potential, here is where it gets truly interesting. While many might pass over such coins as mere pocket change, informed collectors recognize the power in subtlety. This is a coin that can quietly appreciate, a humble-looking item that has quietly built value over the years without the drama or volatility of other markets. Its story is one of endurance, and endurance has a price. One that continues to rise as more people discover the allure of South African coins from this era. Picture this: a coin that once exchanged hands in everyday transactions, now treasured by collectors who recognize its rarity. From dusty drawers to polished displays, this 2001 1 Rand coin has transformed from ordinary currency to an extraordinary collectible. It's a story of resilience, subtle beauty, and value that only reveals itself to those willing to look closely, appreciate deeply, and act wisely. And here's the part that makes this story truly remarkable. That modest coin, which many might have overlooked, carries a current market value that could surprise even the most seasoned collectors. For those who acquire it in excellent condition, the value is now reaching impressive heights, reflecting both its scarcity and the enduring interest in coins that carry historical significance. So, if you've ever felt that thrill of discovering something hidden, something that connects you to the past while offering a glimpse of potential future value, this coin is a perfect example. It is not just an artifact, it is a statement, a collectible, and for those who understand its importance, a tangible reward for those who know where to look. And finally, here's the reveal that makes all this exploration worth it. The 1 Rand coin from 2001, in excellent condition, has a market value of approximately $7,000. Yes, what may have once seemed like a simple piece of change is now recognized as a significant collector's item, a coin that carries both historical weight and impressive monetary value. For those who hold it, it is a testament to patience, knowledge, and the rewards of understanding the quiet power of rarity. So next time you see a coin from your past, don't dismiss it. Behind its small size lies a story waiting to be discovered, a legacy waiting to be appreciated, and perhaps a hidden value waiting to be realized.